Hello. I just one sec. I've just got a text Nads. Hello. Are we still there? 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 Let's hopefully we're still there. Hey guys, how you doing? Am I back? Happy birthday to someone's grandson. Good morning, Ellery Jones, Hazel Marbon, Ray here, Natasha Tiramos, Vicky Edwards, Heather Cromack, Stuart G, Steffi Quinlan, Louise Gervin, Creatorholic, Melly Mel, Hayley Edwards, Amber Lou, Denise Nelson Gale, Diane Lloyd, Anthony Gray. Oh, that's a nice one, isn't it? Good morning, Louise Gervin, Steph Schultz, Julie Neary, Sharona, Liz Ritchie, Moira Instance. Hope you're all well. How you doing? Hit the like button if you like, and hit the dislike button twice if you don't like. I hope you're well. I hope everyone's good. It's Saturday morning. Nads is obviously on a girls' weekend, but look at this, just so that you feel that she's here. Look at that. That's sweet. Look at that, isn't that sweet? Tina Davis, happy birthday to your grandson. Look at that, look. Oh, isn't that lovely? Emma Lake, can I have a get well soon, Emma Lake. What have you got? You've got an ear infection. Now, I've had those. They are really, really horrible, really horrible. I had one on holiday once and it was so painful. Look, there's little Kiki Maddie with Fleur and Izzy. I will do, Sharona. Thank you so much. You're so kind. We're nearly hitting birthday week, aren't we? Nadia is on a girls' weekend with a number of her loose women chums. You may have seen on Instagram. I think she's with Judy. I think she's with Kay, and I think she's with Jane. And they're going to be causing some serious upheavals and damage and noise in the Cotswolds. Meanwhile, I'm here, holding the fort, doing some work, and just chilling with the girls. Tina Davis, thank you. I will show him this. He loves you and Nadia. His name is Ramiz. Happy birthday, Ramiz. Wendy Huckvale, 15 months. Wow. The nighttime walk in the dark countryside. Yes, I saw that. That was funny, wasn't it? Steffi Quinlan, welcome. So how are we all? How is everyone? Are you all good? Is everyone good? Causing a kerfuffle in the Cotswolds. I love that. It's Saturday morning, guys. It's Saturday morning. And sometimes the desire to say Saturday, what's a good word for fun? Come on, you're good at alliteration. Friday fun, Saturday, I just can't. Morning, Mark and everyone. Louise Smith, morning. Mark, will you be cooking later on? That's a good question. Sinead Quigley. Could you imagine me cooking and getting Super Saturday? Fantastic. That's kind of, why was that not on the tip of my tongue? Sometimes I do worry. Emma Late, you start your psychology degree on Tuesday, hoping I'll feel up to it by then. I'm sure you will. It will all send you big hugs. Saturday shenanigans. That's a good one. Hashtag Super Saturday. I bet that's used. Is that used a lot? Hashtag Super Saturday. Hashtag Saturday shenanigans. Saturday, Sunday. I've painted our living room this week. That's it now. No more decorating until after Christmas. Stuart G. Well, I don't know if you remember last year we had Cupboard Gate. I think this year we have the finalising of Nanny Di's Room Gate. Tina, piano lessons going very well, thanks to a very, very, very clever chap called Ian. Sexy Saturday. Time for a rhyme, personalised poetry, Kirsty Wilson. And a shout out to Michelle too. Ian's Michelle. Big shout out there. Start my psychology. Oh, sorry, I've read that. Got my vaccine booster today and flu jab Tuesday. Louise Jones, do you feel fully stacked, stocked, and ready to go? Louise Gervin, I have wallpaper gate. Yeah, that would be funny, wouldn't it, if we had wallpaper somewhere? Melly Mel's making cinnamon rolls. Ooh, what I'd do for a cinnamon roll. But I'm on the 16-8 too. You may have seen last night Nadia's 16-8 intermittent fasting. Obviously, I'm editing them together for her. And she's doing really well. She's had a couple of moments, well, one moment where she wobbled that late night, where she had a nibble on a pizza and a toasty. Yeah, I'm doing 16.8 too, which is really frustrating. Tina, that's annoying. Can you please, everything did go out, so if you could please resend your email, your address to Michelle. Faith, you'll have to find out. So yeah, 16/8, and it's a bit frustrating because, of course, this morning I'd really like a fry. What's your favourite breakfast, guys? Are you a cold breakfast person or are you a warm breakfast person? I'm quite a cold breakfast person, though every now and then, and this morning is one of them, I'd quite fancy a fry up. Yeah, cooked breakfast, Emma Lake, fry up Hazel Malbon, defo fry up Lucy Williams. Hi Mark from Jill the Sub. Hi Jill the Sub. Warm, says Louise Gervin. Cold, Michelle Porter. What do you like? How do you like it cold? A cereal, I guess, is cold. Oh look, 23 months Raspberry Mojito Girl has been a member. She says 23 months of fun, laughter and madness. Love cereal. Yeah, I love cereal. Banjo, Steffi Quinlan. You play the banjo. Shredded wheat with hot milk. So you can have a cereal but with hot milk. Piping hot toast, says Carla Martin. Both, says Melissa Phillips. BLT, Jane Donnelly. I've never fully got on with the BLT. I've always wanted to. You know, when you're on location, you would often have you'd have a BLT. Bagel with bacon and fried eggs, Stuart G. Ooh. I tell you what I like. Oh my God, I can't remember anything. Eggs Benedict. Warm croissant. Pain au chocolat. Porridge with honey is nice. Yeah, I'm always surprised when porridge comes warm because I always have it cold. Louise Smith, double espresso with scrambled eggs. Salacious Saturday, Chelsea girl. Saucy Saturday. Ooh, ding dong. Saucy Saturday, that's a good one. Hashtag Saucy Saturday. Hashtag Silly Saturday. Hashtag Stressed Saturday. There you go, suddenly they're all coming to me. Toast with Biscoff, Ellen Jane. Crumpets, Emma Atkins. This is not helping my hunger. One thing you shouldn't do when you're on a 16-8 and you're not going to start eating until 12 is ask all your dear subs and family guests what they like to eat for breakfast. Wrong thing. Toast with Biscoff. So the big earlobe news today is Britney Spears is free. Did you see Richard Madden on toast, Karen T? I can see why women like him, but I don't think he's a brilliant actor, if I'm honest. Shoot me down in flames. That's a good one. Lucy Williams. How do you like your eggs in the morning? I like them poached. Freedom, Emma Lake. Freedom, so pleased, Jane Donnelly. It's just such good news, isn't it? And I just hope for Britney's sake that it doesn't all go south now, because the last thing you would want to happen is that she gets clear of the conservatorship and then, you know, the predatory press then start to sort of represent her as unhinged and all that kind of stuff. She's elated, she's delighted. It's been 13 years. Free Britney, the Free Britney movement can claim a valid victory as the judge in LA ended the legal agreement that's controlled the star's life since 2008. Spears is now in charge of her $60 million estate and can make personal decisions herself. And that's the news on that. It's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. She's elated. Good God, I love my fans so much. It's crazy. I think I'm going to cry the rest of the day. Best day ever. Praise the Lord. Can I get an amen? That's it, Chelsea girl. No longer free Britney. It's freed Britney. Hope she doesn't get led up the garden path, Anne-Marie. Exactly. I hope she's not taken advantage of. I hope she's not. I mean, she's obviously, you know, fragile. She's obviously, in many regards, vulnerable. She wears her heart on her sleeve. Oh, look, there's an image of Jedward. Do you remember Jedward? I always thought about Jedward that it'd be, I mean, not that going bald is a problem for anyone, shouldn't be, but it would be a disaster for Jedward, wouldn't it? When your thing is your hair is your thing. So all parties were in agreement. The conservatorship has ended. And what I love about this, what's on my T-shirt today? Save the sinners. It's a little bit naughty. Save the sinners. I found it at the bottom of an old suitcase, and I like it. What I love about a good news story is that's it. She's free. She's free. And what do you think? How do you think it's going to run? How do you think it's going to play out for her? How do you think that would be like you losing your mouth, Mark, Elaine Denning? It would be. It would be, Elaine. I'm hoping you're saying that in a sort of slightly affectionately jibing way. Please hit the dislike button twice if you're disliking us. Thank you. What do you worry about, Jedward? I was just saying, because their hair is such a feature of their sort of visual recognition, that it would be awful if their hair suddenly fell out for them, wouldn't it? Because it would they'd have to change their oh, thanks, Elaine. I presume so. I don't know why. There seems to be an edge, Elaine. I don't know why. There seems to be a little bit of an edge there, Elaine. Very affectionately, I promise. I hope so. I hope so. Jane Donnelly thinks she will be hounded by press watching for any slip-ups. Poor girl. Yeah, that, if I'm honest, that's what I think. And I just think she kind of needs her wits about her. And if she can't have her wits about her, she needs people around her who also have their wits about them. Oh, did they, Anne Murray? They shaved their hair for child. God, Jedward has set off a huge discussion, hasn't it? She should move far away to get on with her life now, Emma Lake. Helen Davies, it's my second wedding anniversary today. Catching coffee moaning whilst enjoying the weekend away. Morning, guys. Helen Davies. How lovely that you're in the early sort of, the lowest sort of base camp, if you like, of your marriage. It's the honeymoon period still. Happy anniversary, Helen Davies, to you and your partner. John Parker, I think she'll do a tell-all interview with Oprah. I think you're absolutely right. I think she will. It's only me. I think regardless of if things go well or bad, no person with mental health problems should have their rights taken away from them unless they are a danger to themselves and others and are sectioned. I agree. I absolutely agree. Helen Davies, everyone's saying happy anniversary to you. Elaine Denny, no edge to... I'm joking, darling. I'm joking. Faith Goodman, her dad has taken away her reproductive years to have as many more children as she wanted, which is very sad. Hazel Malbon, happy anniversary, Ellen Davis. There you go. Elijah's, morning, Mark. Shaz's life. Shout out Shaz's life. There you go. Look, lots of happy anniversaries coming through. As I say, Nadia's intermittent 16/8 fasting is out. The Weekly Rushes was out last night as well, with a bit of news about Leonardo DiCaprio, Ruth Wilson, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Who's your favourite action hero? That's what I want to ask you. Who's your favourite action hero? The next Cornwall vlog is going out today, as long as I've made good progress with the Sunday show. I was just editing it just before we came on. And then I lost my glasses. And then I had a lovely 20-minute conversation with Tim, our postman. We talked philosophically about life and about how he says I love you to his kids, and so do I. But not everyone does. Ryan Reynolds, Sarah Clift. Oh, so is anyone going to watch Red Notice? New film, Netflix, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I think I might watch that tonight. I watched The Many Saints of Newark last night. I'm an enormous Ray Liotta fan. Great news, Bobby Ward. Millie Bobby Brown shooting Enola Holmes 2. That's so cool. Jason Statham, Hazel Malbon. Is it Statham? Put th or t, depending on how you pronounce it. Sophie Simpson watched it last night. Sarah Clift watching it tonight. Did you like it, Sophie Simpson? Clodagh Egan, you'll have to introduce us to Tim the Postie. We must actually. I'll ask him next time he comes if he minds us saying hello to him on the live. Currently watching the 24 Faces of Billy Milligan on Netflix. Daniel Craig, love him as Bond. Oh, okay, there's a hunk. I don't necessarily think of him as a hunk. A bit slow, but we were tired, says Sazzy. Kylie Mitchell, I always say I love you to my girls, even if they feel totally embarrassed. Yeah, keep saying it. Keep saying it. Red Notice is brilliant, says Zoe Rhodes. Who else says I love you to your children? Whose parents or children who are adults? So if you're all adult parents and children, do you say I love you to your parents or children? I'm just going to wait for you to answer because I'm getting a sore throat. I found a photograph of myself, posted it on Instagram. I found it in the same place I found this, actually, of me eating churros. And it was taken by Miss Valencia. Me, definitely Linda Lovell. My dad always said he loved us. Yes, I always say I love you to Mum, Clodagh Egan. I tell my girls every day, Gillian Barras. Yes, always. Oh, this is lovely. All the time, every day, says JB. Stuart G. I don't have kids, but I say it to my beagle. That's so cute. Courtney Garrett, I'm 20. I always say I love you to my mum. Victoria Beckett, I love The Sopranos. I didn't like the film too much, no. Chelsea Girl, I always told my mum I loved her. Helen Bridget, I don't have kids, but say and have returned I love you to my adult nephew. I've popped in the title saying sorry. I think Nads did something about people pleasing earlier in the week. Do you think it's too easy to say I love you? Can you say I love you? Does it become too sort of cheaper currency of sort of saying I love you and it doesn't mean anything? Do you think you can cheapen it by using it too much? I suppose that's what I'm asking. Can you use the word love too much, I love you, so that it's almost like, oh, how are you? Steph Schultz, we don't say love you. I think I'd cry, but we know we do. But I say it to my nephew. Oh, why would you cry? I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Yeah. I think it can become harder after broken trust, Emma Lake. Mel W, that's interesting. I always feel emotional if I say it. Wow. This is quite revealing, isn't it? Not where family is involved, Linda Tyler. Steffi Quinlan, I tell my friends too. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever said to a male friend, I love you, have I? When drunk, I think I've done man hugs, patted on backs and said, I love you like a brother. It's kind of a bit cliched, I know, but hell. Sharon Goods, depends what sort of person you are. Very true. I say it to certain friends. Karen T, oh no, I've just texted, I say it to my daughter instead of replying to you, Mark. Your daughter's like going, what? Just say I love you. I think love you has become devalued, Vanessa Wilde, just a social nicety like hello. Well, that's what, yeah, I mean, it's interesting you should say that. That's kind of what I'm wondering. Has it become something? I mean, I don't think it has with family. I'll tell you what I think it is. I think it's just quite a nice way of saying to people you care about, you're really cradled. It's like I sent a text earlier today to Lisa, our dear Lisa, telling her how lovely she is and how much I love her. I did. I just said that. I said, I really love you, Lisa. You're a good friend. You're a good egg. And you're just good. And all that kind of stuff. Oh, thanks, Melissa Phillips. That's very sweet. Paula Wares, I've never said it to friends. Debbie Sanderson, my mum and I always send a text in the morning and last thing at night. We always say I love you at the end of every text. We talk on the phone every day. Karen T. What's Karen T said? You're going exclamation, exclamation. Let's have a look. Ooh, what did Karen T say? I'm intrigued. Emma Staple. Hi, Emma. How are you? My mum always says I love you when she goes out, just in case one of us dies. And then at least the last thing we said to each other was nice. It's very robotic. That's very, you're not a Scorpio by any chance, are you, Emma? That's very dark. That's the kind of thing me and Nadia would say to each other. Make sure the last thing you say is I love you before you go out. Hazel Marbon, exactly. I tell my hubby children and grandchildren every day. Sarah Clift, me and my mum have a love off. Love you off. Is it love you off? Love off? I love you off. Lots of ways of expressing love, says Vanessa Wilde, not just saying the words. Love languages, interesting. Very true, very true. I think we should do a how to stay, and we keep saying all these things we should do a how to stay married about, and then we don't do it. They take a lot out of us, and we like doing them, and they're really, I think, rewarding for us, and I hope for you. Just a couple sharing their shit, really, that's all it is. But they require a bit of a build-up. Podcasting is quite intense, because you're talking constantly for about an hour. I mean, certainly for confessions, it's quite an intense thing. And you know. Susan Collins, I tell my 4 grandchildren all the time. Oh. Here's another one. I was talking about this with Tim as well. I remember being absolutely grief-stricken at about the age of 12. Every night when I was at my grandparents', my nan was an incredibly loving woman, but she was quite overbearing as well. So she'd say things like, I love you so much I could eat you. And for many years, I took her at her word. I thought, shit, she could actually eat me. But I had a huge soft spot for my granddad, and it was odd because he didn't really say much, and he didn't really, but he was my mate, and he would describe me as his mate. And I'd kiss him on the forehead every time I went to bed when I was staying with them. And then I remember one year, and I must have been about 12 or 13, and I kissed him on the head, and there was nothing, I felt no oddness about this. You know, he'd sit in his chair watching the news, watching Crown Green bowling, watching Pot Black, and I'd kiss him on his forehead, and I'd smell his aftershave, and I'd go to bed, and it was very comforting. And then one night he said to me, not anymore, son. You're a bit old for that. I went to bed that night and I sobbed all night. I was so upset. Has anyone else had that sort of thing? Elijah, I think not being told you're loved can make you insecure. Tina Davis, that's so sweet, Mark. That's so heartwarming. It was sad. It was a sad moment. But I guess, but then here's the thing. Maybe he was looking far ahead and he thought to himself, if this 24-year-old man comes in, lolloping man, and kisses me on my forehead, that's really strange. But you know what? Actually, when I think about it, and as I say it, I'd have been quite comfortable with that. He, as you all know, I called him Dad. He was my dad. He stepped in for where my dad wasn't. Generation, think Mark, Mayboo. You're absolutely right. And actually, the reason I kind of sobbed that night and then sort of did what he said was I thought it's more about him being embarrassed rather than what's important for me. So, you know, fair enough. It's not strange, but he must have felt strange. Laurel Nichols. Yeah, maybe it was a bit strange, this teenage boy. Maybe it was incredibly discomforting for him, this teenage boy leaning over his head and going, mwah. Yeah, that's true, it's true. But, you know, those moments can really affect you. I think the other thing as well that can happen is you can be told, someone can say, I love you a lot, and you can just not feel it. Do you know what I mean? It might be said, but you just think, yeah, all right. Mel W, my father said we'd never had a relationship, even though I thought we had a very, very good moments. Oh, sweetheart, that's tough. That is tough. I mean, I always want to be in my kids' lives more than any parent should or could be, but I don't knock on their doors demanding to be, or I try not to, even though I'd like to be in them more. But I think, you know, as a parent, your job is to step back, but just let your kids know you're always there in a loving capacity. That's what I think. I think most parents love it when their older kids say, I love you to them. Melissa Phillips, I agree. Yeah. It's nice. It's like Izzy, when Izzy says, you know, oh, I love you, Dad. It's like, oh, wow, that's so cool. And like when I saw Fleur last week, she said, oh, I love you, Dad. And you're just like, oh, yeah, that's a result. Could you respect these? You know, I respect my girls. You respect them as humans. So it means something. Anyway, what am I bleating on about? Britney Spears is free. Hashtag free Britney. Hashtag Super Saturday. Hashtag Salacious Saucy Saturday. Hashtag Sexy Saturday. Steph B, love is shown in deeds, not by saying love to all the time. Less is more. Okay, well, saying love you is a big thing. Who says sorry too much? And who says, like, are you one of those people who, when you're walking down the street, someone walks into you in a really aggressive fashion, you go, oh, sorry? I am. I say sorry almost all the time. Creatorholic, you do, Steffi, Quinlan, Clodagh Egan. I'm going to make a bold statement here. I think people who say sorry too much, it might be annoying. It might be, you know, like if you say sorry for, you're almost really apologizing for being you. And I'm going to make a huge sweeping statement here. Sorry, I'm going to make a huge sweeping statement here. That if you do, I think you're probably quite a nice person. You might lack confidence. You might be quite nervous. You might be wanting, you might be a bit codependent. You might be wanting a bit more from people than they're willing to offer. But I think you're probably a good egg. When I accidentally bump into someone, Laurel Nichols, no, I try not to say sorry even if I'm in the wrong. If I bump into someone and they say sorry, we get into a sorry off. Oh, no, I'm sorry, no, sorry, that was my fault, sorry. Yeah, it goes like that. Hey, I like what you did there, Helen. Sorry I'm late. Helen Groves. Kyle Mitchell, my sister always says sorry for everything, but she has self-esteem issues and a heart of gold, really. Absolutely. I do think that it comes with two things, self-esteem issues and, Mel W, what are those two little, what are they? Is it like code or something? Becky Hicks, sorry doesn't mean anything when it's said too much. If the behaviour doesn't change, then so. Yeah, there's fundamental sorries, aren't there? Like great, big, hunking sorries that you have to say in order for your life to get back on the straight and narrow. You know, and those are the sorries that one finds oneself having to say to Nadia. And then there's the sorries, just the everyday sorries. Like, for example, here's one. Nanny Di, I don't know if you hear. You do it all the time. Nanny Di does it all the time. Would you like a cup of tea, Mum? Oh, yes, please. And you're making the cup of tea. Oh, sorry, love. Don't need to say sorry. I've offered you a cup of tea. That kind of sorry is too much. Liz Ritchie, I say sorry when it's warranted. Ah. But how do you always know when it's warranted? Do you know what I mean? That's one of the problems with resolving an argument, isn't it? They want you to say sorry, but you don't feel sorry. And actually, you know that by saying so. Here's the problem. Here's the dilemma. Here's the dilemma. I think, again, how to stay married. You have to remind us of all of these because we forget. When you say you're in a row, you know that sorry is going to end the row and stop the awful atmosphere and all that kind of stuff, but you don't feel sorry. What do? Here's the dilemma. You're in a row, you feel you're right, you feel an injustice has happened, so I'm standing there with Nadia, and I know that by saying sorry, we can all return to eating Mama's spaghetti. But I don't feel sorry because I think she's wrong. Should I say sorry? What do you think? Should I, in that instance, say sorry? Because actually I'm asking you because I never really know. Elijah's, unfortunately, by saying sorry, people take advantage. I shouldn't, Angie Ross. No, agree to disagree, Emma Lake. Someone said yes, but then it went. Sorry, yes, Mandy Wilson. Helen Groves, I'm a stubborn twat and won't say sorry if I'm not in the wrong. But how do you know if you're in the wrong? Kyle Mitchell, it's a difficult one, Mark. It is, isn't it? No, not if you don't. Yes, better to be happy. Oh, look, there's lots of, says Ruby84. No, says someone somewhere. Can you not agree to disagree, Sarah Fox? We have used that phrase, but when Nadia says it, she says it in such a way that she says, we're just going to have to agree to disagree, which clearly says she still feels she's right. And it will come up again. That's the other problem. Sorry is an insecure thing again, Elijah. So it really is. It really is. But it's like when someone slams a door in your face and you say sorry to them. Are you a walkover? Do you need to be firmer? Maybe we should all today make a pledge. What's it they say in parlay? No, what is it they say in Pirates of the Caribbean when they strike an agreement? There's a great pirating phrase. Do you know the word parliament comes from the word parlay, to talk and to debate. Let's make a pledge to not say sorry for the small things. Let's not say sorry if someone bumps into us or if we accidentally knock something or whatever. Or, do you know what I mean? Or something else happens to you. Let's not say sorry. Let's not say sorry in situations where we don't need to be sorry. Brenda Lee was very sorry, Chelsea girl. Why would you say sorry if you're right, Anne-Marie? Because you might think you're right, but someone else might not think you're right. And sometimes when we think we're right, we're wrong. That's the impossibility of life. If we could sort that out, I think the world would be a better place. But who the hell can we? Pauline Mulvey, how to stay married so far is genius. Oh, thanks. That would be very hard for me to do, says Julie Neary. Sorry seems to be hardest word, Elton John. Who's, forget that comment, sorry. We will all be divorced tomorrow. Deborah Tideswell. If we don't say sorry. Do men apologise more than women? Yes or no? Do men apologise more than women? Yes or no? Also, not speak in such a high-pitched voice always. Sorry. Is that what you mean? No. Katie Travers, I've been trying not to say sorry when I'm not in the wrong. My sister said it makes people think you're in the wrong if you keep saying sorry. That's interesting. I think I think if you say sorry too much, do people think you're a bit of a walkover? Don't know. You see, as a parent, I think it's really important if I've really done something wrong and they've witnessed it or heard it or they have a sense of it, it's really important for kids to hear their parents apologise, I think. I mean, not all the time, but do you know what I mean? If you make a misjudgment as a parent, I think it's really important that you apologise to your kids rather than pretending you know everything, because they'll just lose respect for you, because there always comes a point at about 17. I remember this moment with Nanny dying, and she knows a lot. But then I discovered she didn't know everything. I was like, bloody hell, she doesn't know everything. 18 sleeps to Vlogmas. Oh my God, Christine Sanderson. Is it? Saunderson, sorry. Is it? I need to get these bloody vlogs out, don't I? Jesus Christ. Someone somewhere, sign of submissiveness if you say it when you're not in the wrong. Hazel Marbon, no, it's true. It's all about respect. Selena Lou Fogg, you agree? Emma Staple, I always feel like I'm in the way and so just constantly apologise for my existence. That's the kind of apologising I want us not to do today, class. Can we all sign up to that? Can everyone agree? We're not going to apologise for being here. As Emma Staple says, we're not going to apologise for our very existences. Can we all sign up to that and we'll all report back in the morning? I want you all tomorrow morning and I want you to let us know how it went. Yes? Can we do that? Is that an agreement? Pinky swear? Oh, sorry, bit of a cut there. Pinky swear? There we go. Pinky swear? Julie Neary, that will be hard. It will be hard. It will be hard. Nanny die? When I see you later, can you sign up to that, Mum? Don't apologise for who you are. There's only a little you. You don't need to apologise it. Amelia Nicholson, I've often said the word fine is a different word, and I think it's false information nicely expressed. We just use it to parry people away from us. It's like, you're right, yeah, I'm fine. I mean, if we were to manifest the word fine in a gesture, it'd be like, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Are you okay? Fine. No, I'm not fine, actually. I'm fucking shit. So I wish people would say that more, because then you can grapple with that. It's a jagged edge that you can, like a scab, you can start to fix. A couple of other things. Who likes Christmas parties? Hang on, let's ask a better question. Who likes parties? Who likes parties? Yes or no? I wish Boris and Hancock would say sorry. I agree, Faith. Who likes, love connection, and you must be connected to love. Who likes parties? No, hate them. Who said hate them? Dr. Natalie. Not during a pandemic. Yeah, I don't think there've been many parties, have there, in a pandemic? I love a party, but it's been years since I've been to one. Emma Lake. No, I think I'm too old now. Anita Burke, I love a good party. Linda Lovell, yeah, dance, dance, dance. I have phobia of eating in public, Julianne. Okay. I kind of know what you mean about that. Victoria Beckett, I get too drunk. Depends who's there, Miss Soph. Don't you find that really awkward stuff where you kind of go to a party, you know the host, but the host, understandably, is having to look after everyone. And you're pretty much the only person you know is the host. And then you're like, oh my God, I've got to get to know people. Oh my God, that's so stressful. Alison Law, since I became alcohol-free. Same for me, not since I became alcohol-free. So imagine that, 17 years. When I hear people say, oh, come over for a barbecue, I just go, oh, Christ. Because for me, barbecues are an opportunity to drink a lot of beer, end up sitting in a corner, chewing the cud with someone who by the end of the evening, you think, how have I never known this person? This person's the most remarkable person I've ever met in my life. Jesus, meet them at a barbecue and then you never see them again. Do you notice that? There's a particular person you meet at a barbecue who's quite sophisticated. They sit cross-legged. They're sort of on a patio in a corner. You sit down next to them and you're like, bloody hell, how have I not got to know you? You're something. And then you never ever see them again or hear them again. 6 years later, you say to the host of the barbecue, who was that person who sat in the corner? And they haven't seen them again either. And I begin to wonder whether they actually existed in the first place. Do you get that? Have you ever had that? I've had that a lot. Maybe I'm that person to other people. Maybe they've got sober, I don't know. Laurel Nichols, I love parties, but my partner has social phobia and doesn't. That's a bit like me and Nads, actually. I wish I could go. I wish I could be there for her. I wish I could go to these things with her. I mean, I do try, but I can't. James Flanagan, don't like parties, like non-planned nights out much better. Isn't that interesting, James? You've hit the nail on the head there. When you go out, by the way, your box is coming in a vlog after Cornwall. What did you just say? Completely long. Oh, yes. The best nights out were always an incidental occurrence, weren't they? You'd stumble into a brilliant night out. If you aimed for a great night, it generally was a huge disappointment. Helen Groves, I'm in too much pain now to enjoy a party. I mean, so getting to a party would be one thing for me, but then dancing at that party, Jesus Christ, there's nothing worse when your partner or someone you're with says, come on, come and have a dance. And then they stand on the dance floor, don't they? And they're kind of doing their moves. And they're going, come on. And everyone's staring at them. And then you're sitting there kind of going, oh, for God's sake, now the spotlight's on. And they're going, come on. And then they put the hand out and go, come on. And then they pull you and you're like, no. And then they're pulling. And you're like, just get off me. And you get up and you go and get a drink. The stresses of parties, hey? And then you go upstairs to the toilet and you can hear some people doing naughty things in the loo. You think, why isn't that me? Can't be me. Reese Roberts, how are you? Yes, but largely depends on the personality types at said party, because if you have free-thinking, open-minded company, then you're off to a good start. But if you've got dull, small talk, then no go. I entirely agree. Hi, how are you? What do you do? Who do you know? Are you a friend with the host? Oh. Do you know the host? How do you know the host? Oh, you don't know the host. Oh. Who did you come with? Oh, Jerry. No, I don't know Jerry either. What the fuck do you say next? So boring. So we've established you don't know the host, you do know Jerry. I haven't got a clue who Jerry is, unless Jerry is the guy at the barbecue sat in the corner. In which case, tell me where Jerry is, because you're boring. That's always the worry, isn't it? That people are going to find you boring. Do you dance at weddings? Faith Goodman, I went to a a relative of Nadia's got married. And when we went, I said to Nadia before we went, I said, the one thing I'm not going to do at this party is get up and dance. I just can't do it. Not in front of all your family coming in from Jordan. I said, just can't do it. I wasn't drinking. Cut to 6 hours later, and I'm in a line doing a Bedouin Jordanian wedding dance. I couldn't say no. And in the corner was Nadia with her 8th Jack Daniels and Coke, because even at a wedding she wasn't drinking champagne, pissing herself with laughter, absolutely roaring with laughter, just pointing, in that way that she does. She doesn't hide her sheer hysteria. She's like, of course everyone's looking and I'm standing there sweating because I always sweat. So frustrating. Did you have a good time? Not really, no, Christina, see if I'm honest. I felt humiliated and stupid. Yeah, so there you go. So anyway, the reason I'm talking about parties is it's Christmas party season, isn't it? And there's a piece in the Times today saying COVID super spreader office Christmas parties are being abandoned. Hospitality firms face another bleak winter as bookings for business celebrations plummet. Worried about embarrassing dance moves in front of colleagues or even photocopying body parts in a drunken stupor? Office parties are a curious limbo land, aren't they, of infidelity and all sorts of craziness that somehow just is sanctioned. Here's a question. Here's a killer question for us to kind of sum up on. Has anyone ever photocopied a part of their anatomy? And if you have to tell us what part. Can't just say yes. Yes, body part. Yes, body part. I've done the classic put your head in and sort of kiss. And I have to confess, I've done the old butt. Steffi Quinlan. The number of snogs behind the filing cabinet will have gone down. Chelsea girl's done her boob. That's yeah, good. No, I haven't. Yeah, I did it and forgot that there was a print. It was printed because, of course, you think you're doing it. Hey, this is fun. Hands and head, Mel W. Yeah, Suzanne Pruitt. You can't just say yes. You've got to say what. Who's made a film? Hey, the girls did. Suzanne Pruitt, yes. Emma McDonald, no. I can't even look at myself in the mirror. Oh, Emma, giving you big hugs. Karen T, no, but I wish I had. Yeah, and anyway, and then, of course, the next day you come back into the office, don't you? Everyone's, yeah, to be honest with you, we'd all crash at the office. And in the morning, of course, usually the most responsible member of the staff, in our case it would be the production manager, would walk over with an eyebrow because she organised the party and didn't get drunk at all. And then she pulls your bum out of the photocopier. Who's this? She said. I remember that. What was her name? Annie Dinner. That was her name. Boobies at a party, says Sharon. And we put them all on the wall. It was hilarious. Mandy Wilson, 2 words, advent calendars. Might have already got there. Hey, Sharona. So guys, I hope you've had fun. I've enjoyed that. What a nice natter. Obviously, hit the dislike button twice to get double the satisfaction. But really, hit the thumbs up once, and that would be lovely. If you've enjoyed this natter, I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it. And once again, it only works because of all your contributions and everything you say. You're very witty. You keep us on our feet, and you're very entertaining. So do love you lot. Have a lovely day. As I say, content is coming. Cornish vlog is coming. Members Live will be later today with Nanny Di for sure this time. So chance to win 5 cards, and it's also the week for another message. We are recording the previous message later. Well, no, when Nadia gets back, we're going to do it this weekend. So yeah, it's the fortnightly message win competition as well. Have a lovely day. So what else is there? So there's that. If you haven't listened to Confessions of a Modern Parent, head over there. It's a really interesting one, all about whether we're too soft on our kids. There's the weekly rushes if you want your film and streaming news, and there's Nadia's really interesting, I think, intermittent fasting diary, if you like, which I think is really resonating for a lot of you. So, you know, we try to deliver a variety of content for you guys so that it's a sort of potpourri, a lucky dip of sticking your hands in all that sawdust and having a rummage around. Okay, guys, have a lovely day and see you later for the Members Live family guests. Bye.